If you're looking for a show to binge watch over this weekend, this might be the one that you should check out. Hey guys, my name is Aram and this is going to be a quick review of Night Agent over at Netflix.
This runs deeper than you realize.
Night Agent is about this guy by the name of Peter Sutherland who gets caught up in a political controversy. His job is basically for the FBI and the White House. He's tasked every 8 p.m. to go down to the basement, like a bunker in the White House, and just manage or answer a phone which is in direct contact with night agents. So basically, night agents are a special operative group wherein they do special tasks and things like that. It's a phone that barely rings, to be honest, and it does, and he is caught up in a controversy like I just said. I was actually pleased and was able to finish this in 24 hours. It's a very exciting thriller political show which Netflix was actually, for me, known for with Designated Survivor, House of Cards, even if you go down the line with Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. Those kinds of shows really were gripping. And this show did 3 things that I feel TV shows should do, basically. So the first thing, it had a very compelling pilot episode. A very nice establishing episode that tells us what the show is about. And it was entertaining enough and engaging enough that you would want to watch more. The premise was delivered immediately right off the bat, and there was a nice hook to it that pushed me, compelled me, which was followed through. That was the second point. There's a nice follow-up in the next episodes, and what I appreciated with Night Agent, not for every episode did it have a cliffhanger. Here, it felt like the entire story was just well put together. The premise was intriguing enough and interesting enough that you want to see it pull through. You want to see what happens down to the 10th episode and see if there's a nice payoff to what you're already being given. And the third thing is that it did give us what I would say is a self-contained season. It didn't necessarily need a season 2, but I'm glad that they did renew it. It's one of the, I think, the 3rd highest debut on Netflix. A lot of views right off the first few days. And it makes sense. Why? Because it's very engaging, interesting. There's a lot of like heart-racing moments for this TV show, and I couldn't put it down. It was just full-on action entertainment. There's that stigma with TV shows not being, in terms of having a big budget, in terms of having it all together in terms of production. And that was true before. That's been broken as well with TV shows for Marvel, where you have great CGI effects, you have great production values to that. Stranger Things is also proof of TV shows having that amped up level. And Night Agent sits somewhere in the middle. It's not like all out in terms of having huge car crashes, car chases, bombs going off, but then it's also solid in terms of being great in the fight sequences. There's some really decent car chases, and it did feel a bit like Jason Bourne meets Designated Survivor. One of my biggest comments, however, is the pacing of this show. It does suffer at times in terms of pacing, but it's a double-edged sword, I feel, because those moments where it slowed down, had a lot of dialogue, talkies, if you will, was necessary to bring the story forward and explain character developments, to have an explanation, if you will, of why there's certain transformations within the characters that we are following. It didn't have that pressure to be an all-out action film because it had moments where it could slow down and talk more about the characters. I would actually give this show an 8 out of 10. It does have things and room to improve. everything that they promised to deliver in terms of what the season already gave us and the things that the doors it opened were somehow closed. I mean, yes, there's still some loopholes or open storylines that they can still talk about in the future seasons, but this is one I feel like has greater potential moving forward if they continue on with what was already delivered on season 1. So have you guys checked out The Night Agent? Leave me a comment down below. I would also love to know your thoughts. Hope you guys check it out. Once again, my name is Avram. Don't forget to make every day into an adventure, and I'll see you guys on the next one.